Broadcasting to you from the heart of northern Minnesota, this is the best music-oriented podcast and web series on this fucking platform. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Roger Radio Show. I am Roger Radio.
And I'm Aegis on Levity with the Interrobang Group.
So, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started with today's legit album review, we were trying to come up with a question of the podcast, but we decided to not do that because we ended up learning some very sad news that the legend himself, Chuck Norris, has passed away. He was a true American icon, the same man who fought Superman, and the loser had to wear their underwear outside of their pants for the rest of their lives. The same man who responded to when God said, "Let there be light," Chuck Norris said, "Say please." The same man who had a street named after him, but they had to change it because no one crosses Chuck Norris and lives. And he doesn't miss when it comes to shooting his gun. His bullets just know better than to miss. So with that being said, man, rest in peace, Chuck Norris. You are an icon, and you will never be forgotten. I didn't have a beer today, so I figure I'd just go with coffee right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing with another legit album review, and it's another one that's celebrating an anniversary. 50 years, as a matter of fact. And I am, of course, talking about none other than Led Zeppelin's album, Presence. Now, Aegis, before you say what you need to say, I got a little show and tell I gotta do for all of you. My father's copy right here, man. Here is the artwork right here, and the artwork was actually done by none other than the legendary duo Hypnosis. Here's the front. Here's the back, and because it was open, I could show the inside here. Nice little photo collage, and last but not least, we got this here. You could tell that on one of the casings, it is kind of getting a little divided here, but that's certainly understandable. The old Swan Song label right there from their record label that they had that had the likes of Led Zeppelin themselves along with Bad Company. This here was my dad's original vinyl pressing, and this obviously is a little keepsake I gotta keep right here. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, a little show and tell for y'all. This album, I've listened to every single Led Zeppelin album, and this is without a doubt the most underrated album there is in their entire collection, which is sad because it is a good album. I don't think Presence had a whole lot of singles that were played on rock radio a whole lot, but there were some good tunes that I've heard.
The cat?
No, I was asking for your thoughts. I know your pussy's right on your shoulder.
Oh, honestly, out of all of the albums you've had me listen to for an album review, this is my favorite.
At least as far as what's outside of your usual stuff that you listen to, you know.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of surprised at what you said for that when you texted me after you listened to the album. Like, I actually figured that you would just be like mixed about it, honestly, you know.
Honestly, I thought all the songs on the album were good. There was not a bad song on there.
Oh, when it's Led Zeppelin, there is never a bad song on there. There's never any bad song at all with them. Really good stuff indeed, you know. And remember, dude, in addition to the likes of King Crimson, Genesis, yes, all those bands that helped co-found the prog rock era, Led Zeppelin's among those that founded the hard rock aspect of it, along with the likes of Black Sabbath and Deep Purple. All right, so let's get into it. The album was released on March 31st, 1976. It was recorded in all of November of 1975 at Musicland Studios in Munich, West Germany. Remember, this was back in the old days when it was East Germany and West Germany. The genre was hard rock and blues rock. The label was none other than Swan Song Records, and the producer was none other than the legendary guitarist Jimmy Page. So, after touring, so in 1975, they released their album Physical Graffiti. And after finishing the touring to support said album, the band decided to take a brief break that summer and intending to do a major U.S. tour starting on August 23rd. But, let's see here. There was apparently a few other things that happened at that time. That time is that a lot of major things were going on with the band at the time, is how I'll pronounce it. The first major moment that happened was when on August 4th, lead singer Robert Plant was seriously injured in a car accident on the Greek island of fucking Rhodes. That's seriously the name of the island, dude. And you know what? Now I feel like I jinxed him, or my family name jinxed him, because that's my last name. But as a result, they had to cancel the tour and reschedule a lot of their activities. In addition, the Robert Plant, his wife at that time nearly died, and it was a blood transfusion that saved her life. And on top of that, the other band members were starting to deal with addiction issues. John Bonham, with his alcoholism, was getting much more worse, and Jimmy Page himself was dealing with a severe heroin addiction. So you could tell that that stuff was kind of like really creeping into what they were trying to do for this, right? And despite this, they would record the album itself, right? They were also forced to recuperate abroad because they were tax exiles. And they obviously had to release this album or whatever to try and pay off what they owed in taxes, right? And they released it. And Jimmy Page himself was the one who was producing and doing the final mixing and recordings of the album. And he would stay up for how many hours constantly, hardly getting any sleep so he could get this done, because they were under some pressure to get this album published or released immediately, which turned into what it turned into. And then it would get released. And yeah, just taking a look here quick at what else there was. Yeah, the album, like I said, was created by none other than Hypnosis, who we all know was among the many creative forces that created the majority of Pink Floyd's album work. And I can't remember. There was like a couple other people that, or there was a couple other musicians or bands that they did artwork for. I can't remember who though. But here's what. So, no, the release and reception part shows that AllMusic gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Kreisgau's Record Guide gave it a B, evened. The Daily Telegraph gave it 2 out of 5 stars. The Encyclopedia of Popular Music gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Entertainment Weekly gave it a C+. Music Hound Rock gave it 4 out of 5. Pitchfork gave it a 7.6 out of 10. Q gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And the Rolling Stone Album Guide gave it 3 out of 5 stars, I meant to say. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. The album would be released on March 31st, but apparently it was supposed to be released a little earlier than that, but they had to delay it because they were still finishing up the album sleeve or the artwork. And in Britain, it attained one of the highest ever advance orders, shipping gold on the day of release. It entered at number 2 and peaked at the following week at number 1 on the US Billboard Pop Albums chart. But however, the album would become their lowest selling of their career, As it was overshadowed by the release of the band's movie and soundtrack, the song remains the same. And it's a concert film, and I gotta tell you, it's a good concert film. We might have to watch it someday and do a review of that too.
Okay.
All right. In a contemporary review for Rolling Stone, Stephen Davis said Presence established Led Zeppelin as the premier heavy metal act and featured some exceptional rock music, highlighting the clean and purifying guitar riffs in spite of a few dull blues rock songs. Davis found the album was another monster in what by now is a continuing tradition of battles won by this band of survivors. Robert Kreisgau was less enthusiastic in the Village Voice, citing Hot On for Nowhere as a commanding cut, while finding much of the rest consistent but unnecessary in comparison with earlier recordings. Neil McCormick of the Daily Telegraph claimed it was Zeppelin at their most blunted, awarding it 2 stars out of 5. In a retrospective review, a Q critic who gave the album 3 out of 5 stars wrote, Presence sounds as rushed as it was. Not only were they getting rushed to get this album done, but it was also because of the drug and alcohol fueled speed, Oh, so that kind of played another factor in this as well. According to journalist Dave Lewis, the direct, hard-hitting nature of the 7 recordings failed to connect with a fan base more accustomed to the diversity and experimental edge of their previous work. Page later acknowledged that because the album conveys a sense of urgency resulting from the troubled circumstances in which it was recorded, it's not an easy album for a lot of people to access. It's not an easy album for a lot of people to listen to. Lewis nonetheless believed that Presence was underrated as its music packs a considerable punch, highlighting Page's playing and the production on the album. Fellow journalist Mick Wall said it pulled Led Zeppelin back from the brink of crisis. Now, I will say this, I personally do like this album. I really do.
Yeah, I thought it was a good album too.
Yeah, I just feel it's like their most underrated album. Like when you look at their whole entire discography, which is 8 or 9 albums, if I remember correctly, Presence is always among their bottom 2 or whatever. And I mean, could it be a lot more better? Yeah, absolutely. Maybe they could have put a lot more work into it, like with, for example, Led Zeppelin 4, their 4th album, which is still considered their greatest work. But what are you gonna do, right? Let's see, what else is there that I can find? Yes, here we go. It peaked at number 1 on the UK albums chart and at number 1 on the US Billboard 200. The year-end chart, it was at number 33 on the UK albums chart and at number 47 on the US Billboard 200. Here we go. Yeah, it was certified platinum in Canada with 100,000 sales. It was certified platinum in New Zealand with 15,000 copies, platinum in the UK with 300,000 copies, and it's 3 times platinum here in the US with 3 million copies. So even then, for what is their most underrated album, that's not bad. If you're able to get a platinum certification for an underrated album, then you can pretty much do anything that you do. All right, so that being said, shall we get into the tunes?
Yeah.
All right, we are going to start off with what's actually my most favorite song on this album, Achilles' Last Stand.
Mine too. I really liked this song.
I thought it was a really good opening, especially for a hard rock album like this. Let's see here. There is some good information that's in this here. They were influenced by Eastern music, mythology, and exposure to diverse cultures during their travels. At roughly 10.5 minutes, it is one of the group's longest studio recordings and one of their most complex, with interwoven sections and multiple overdubbed guitar parts. The song received mainly positive reviews from music critics, with some comparing Achilles' Last Stand to other Led Zeppelin songs such as Kashmir, which I will honestly say is the most overplayed Led Zeppelin song out there. I'm just saying. The band featured it during concerts from 77 to 80, and a 1979 live performance is included on the Led Zeppelin DVD. Page called it his favorite Led Zeppelin song in several interviews and considers the guitar solo that he did on par with his solo from Stairway to Heaven. The song would be released on March 31st, 1976. It was recorded in November 75, and the genres are heavy metal and hard rock. Uh, fuck, I was gonna sneeze right there, but god damn it. Don't you fucking hate it when you're about to sneeze, but it definitely decides to cock block you off that?
Yep.
Let's see here. There was like some other stuff that was on here about this story, believe it or not. Let me see if I can find it. Ah, here's the background story to this song here. After their 1975 US tour and London concerts, Zeppelin would take a break from performing. In order to remain tax exiles, the group members needed to limit their time in the UK. This is alluded to in the song's opening lines. It was an April morning when they told us we should go. And as I turned to you, you smiled at me. How could we say no? Jimmy Page and Robert Plant went to Morocco in June of 75, where they developed material for their next album. Page heard local music which influenced his guitar parts for Achilles' Last Stand. North African and Middle Eastern music had inspired earlier Led Zeppelin songs such as Friends, Four Sticks, No Quarter, and Kashmir. Although Achilles' Last Stand used mythological imagery drawn from William Blake's Albion, the Atlas myth, and the Greek hero Achilles, its lyrics centered on the group's travels during their exile. The truth, or the title, is an ironic reference to Plant's August in 1975 automobile accident in which he severely injured his ankle. As Achilles was brought down by an arrow to his calcaneal tendon,
Uh,
I think.
I don't know how it's spelled, so I can't say.
Yeah. Well, either way, let's continue on. Plant was unable to walk for a year and recorded much of Presence in a wheelchair. The working title of Achilles' Last Stand was The Wheelchair Song, kind of making a jab at Robert Plant right there. Talk about insult to injury right there. Group biographer Martin Popoff described Plant's lyrics. Albion is a Blake reference, but it's also an ancient name for what would become England. The Atlas Mountains, which span Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia, are also referenced. But though a nice twist, the lyric referring directly to Atlas instead, the god who held the earth on his shoulders, within he also relates his travels in Greece, Spain, Montreux, Jersey, and California, as well as one internalizes from travel. Let's see here. Yeah, that's all I got to say really about it. You can just go
All right,
ahead
well,
and you can just go ahead and read the lyrics. My mom tried to call me. I'll
okay.
be right back.
All right. It was an April morning when they told us we should go. And as I turned to you, you smiled at me. How could we say no? With all the fun to have to live the dreams we always had. Oh, the songs to sing when we at last return again. Sending off a glancing kiss to those who claim they know. Below the streets that stream and hiss, the devil's in his hole. Oh, to sail away to sandy lands on other days. Oh, to touch the dream, hides inside and never seen. Yeah. Into the sun, the south, the north, at last the birds have flown. Shackles of commitments fell in pieces on the ground. Oh, to ride the wind, to tread the air above the din. Oh, to laugh aloud, dancing as we fought the crowd. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say as we fucked the crowd. Yeah, my mom just called me. She was gonna quickly drop off some money for me in a couple minutes, and then I got quickly run off in a bed again. But we are not gonna let that stop us. So just keep on going.
All right. To seek the man whose pointing hand the giant step unfolds. to guide us from the curving path that turns our feet to stone. If one bell should ring in celebration for a king, so fast the heart should beat as proud the head with heavy feet. Yeah. Days went by when you and I bathed in eternal summer's glow. As far away and distant our mutual child did grow. Oh, the sweet refrain soothes the soul and calms the pain. Oh, Albion remains sleeping now to rise again. Wandering and wondering what place to rest to show, search. The mighty arms of Atlas hold the heavens from the earth. For the mighty arms of Atlas hold the heavens from the earth. From the earth. Oh, 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 oh. I know the
No,
way,
you
know the
have to
way,
say it
know the
like
way, know the way.
oh, oh, ah,
Yep.
ah, ah, ah. That's how it sounds, dude. I swear to God, when I was listening to this song, it was for some reason those key parts that kept getting like just stuck in my head, you know?
Right. And yeah, the lyrics just kind of repeat for the rest of the song.
Yeah, I will say this. I really do like how really tempo it's going here, you know? It starts a little slow, you know, like it's starting to build up, right? And then all of a sudden, you just hear Jimmy Page and John Bonham just go full throttle with the music, you know? Jimmy Page with his legendary guitar
Yeah.
playing, and then John Bonham. There is a reason why Bonzo Bonham is considered the greatest drummer on the face of the earth. And to think he died exactly 2 years after Keith Moon did. And from what I heard, they knew each other. They were friends, but I don't think they partied a whole lot together, honestly. And they were both heavy drinkers, so you put those two in the same fucking room together. I guarantee you, it would probably be at least not one hotel room, but the entire hallway would be completely gone. You know. And then for Robert Plant's vocals, like, how can I say it? It's not as fully throttle as it was like in some of the earlier stuff that they've played, you know. But it still has that same tone to it. But it's obviously because he was still recuperating from his accident, you know. But yeah, dude, god damn, I love me some John Bonham.
Mm.
All right, so next up we're gonna go to is "For Your Life," which is the second song, and what can I say about this? It has you can hear like their rhythm at the beginning, you know, the dan 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 dan
Yeah.
dan 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 dan. Bam. Yeah, I don't
Huh.
know. I really did like it. I think my cat's freaking out or something. Well, oh, you are? Hang on a minute. You just quickly distract everyone. I'll be right back.
All right. So let's see. Where is it? Yeah. The next track is called For Your Life. And it says here it criticizes the use of drugs, most notably cocaine, which is directly referenced in the lyrics. It was inspired by a female friend of Plant who had ruined her life by abusing drugs. Huh. The track is quite venomous toward the subject, featuring audible snorting towards the second half of the track. This was due to Plant's observations of the excessive amount of cocaine which had now pervaded and ruined the music scene in Los Angeles as he stayed there prior to recording. Like most of the other tracks on Presence, Plant sung from a wheelchair as a car accident left him unable to walk, and he feared he would never walk again. Jimmy Page noted on the spontaneous nature of the song in an interview, claiming it was made up in the studio right on the spot.
Did you just start reading the lyrics quick?
No, I told him what the song was about.
Oh, okay. Oh you did read a bunch of it. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
I think there was like I think a couple things that I wanted to see. Was it? Damn it. Okay, so it's pretty much about the excessive drug use that they were enduring,
yep,
right? Okay.
yep,
I was gonna say, dude, drugs, man. When you combine music and drugs, dude, I think I might have to consider doing a documentary about that. Maybe we could do a podcast episode talking about some of the most notable tragic
yeah,
figures that were victims of their own success, which led to their addictions. So, but yeah, no, thanks, Aegis. I appreciate. Ma had to give me some money. SpongeBob's holding on to it right now. So there was like a couple things that I was gonna read, but I think I don't know where I'm at right now, man. Oh, here we go.
mm,
Here's like a couple things that are notable that I will read quick. In an interview that he gave to rock journalist Cameron Crowe, Page commented on the spontaneous nature of the song's construction, saying that it was made up in the studio right on the spot.
yep. Said
How
that.
much, uh, how much luck would you have to actually be able to do that? That's like my biggest question. Um, Yeah, but I'll either way, you pretty much did it all for me, and I thank you for that. So, but I will say this: I do like the overall sound of it. I wouldn't
Yeah,
consider it like their biggest hit or anything like that, but it's still listenable. Alrighty, so do you want to go ahead and just go with the lyrics? My throat's getting scratchy as
yeah.
hell right now, man. Otherwise, actually, you
Huh.
know what? I'll do the lyrics this time because you already read the
Okay.
info. So, all right, it starts like this. Dun, 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 dun. Well, oh. You said I was the only with my lemon in your hand. Exhibition is your habit. Emotion second hand. Referring to like secondhand smoke, I believe. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, anyways. Had to pull away
Huh.
to save me, which is mean you need to get another fix. Maybe next time around, and she said, don't you want it? Don't you want cocaine, cocaine, cocaine? Hadn't planned to. Could not stand to try it, fry it. Nah, 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 yeah. Could you imagine if David Bowie was their influence to add that part?
Mm.
Because remember,
Man
dude.
loved his cocaine.
Yeah, because remember, fucking Thin White Duke came right before this album came. Just imagine imagine if he visited Robert Plant at home while he was in the wheelchair. Oh, dude, I got something that'll cure that. And he just draws a big fat line in front of him. And I could just imagine Jimmy Page being like, "Hey, you want to try some of this right here, dude?" Alrighty. Heard a cry for mercy in the city of the damned. Baby, damned. In the pits, you go no lower. The next stop's underground. Oh, hello, underground. Your wine and roses ain't quite over, 'cause fate it deals a losing hand. And I said, didn't mean to. Did not mean to fail. You didn't plan it, you overran it. Then we hear the instrumentation of all the legendary guys. Jimmy Page with his legendary guitar. John Paul Jones with the bass, and don't forget old John Bonzo Bonham hitting the skins like a boss. All right. Do you want it? Do you want it? Do it when you wanna. No, do you want it? Do you want it? Do it when you wanna. When you blow it, babe, you got to blow it right. Oh, baby, if you fake it, mama, baby, fake with all your might. When you fake it, mama, please fake it right for yourself, babe. When you fake it, baby, you're faking it for your life, for your life, for your life, for your life. I couldn't tell if that was supposed to be a reference to drugs or making a reference to faking it during sex. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Oh, I have to say, like, my boy, Palpatine. Do it. Oh, I heard the dumpster outside. No, do it when you wanna. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it when you wanna. God, I almost sounded like Beavis right there. Oh, I can have you, baby, but I don't know what to do. Yeah, sometime, baby. Nothing I could do, yeah. On the bounce of a crystal, paying through the nose. I didn't even have to say it, I just did it like this. And when they couldn't resist you, I thought you'd go with the flow. And now your stage is empty. Bring down the curtain, baby, please. Fold up your show. Oh, oh. Hadn't planned to, could not stand to fry in it. I hadn't planned it, I overran it, frying. For your life, for your life. And that's pretty much it for the song. The bottom line for me with this song is that it's not much of a very, very exciting song, but it's still listenable, you know?
Yeah,
Like you'll just have one of
that was a
those
good song.
songs that feels like it's kind of dull and whatnot, but you just can't stop listening. You just sit back like this, enjoy the sky, and then just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so
Next, we
now we
got
get,
Royal Orleans.
yep, Royal Orleans, which is the shortest song on this album here. Um, let me. I gotta remember. I can't remember what I was gonna say for this song per se, but I want to give it a quick listen through my headsets. Oh yeah, it sounds like you're on spring break and you're trying to escape from an angry mob. But I like it.
Yeah, that was a good song.
Sorry, I had the song playing too long. uh, um, no, I think it feels like it's like one of their calmest songs as well. You know, like at least really, really calm in terms of hard rock, but it's really enjoyable to listen to. I think I might actually have to add it to my future downloads, as a matter of fact, sir. All right. Thank you, Internet. Thank you, Internet. And thank you to all the other softwares that could let me listen for free. Thank you, Napster.
All
All right. You go ahead, dude.
right. One time love, take care how you use it. Try to make it last all night. And if you take your pick, be careful how you choose it. Sometimes it's hard to feel it bite. Feel it bite. I know I went down to Louisiana. A man I know went down to Louisiana, had himself a bad, bad flight. And when the sun peeked through John Cameron with Susanna, he kissed the whiskers left and right. Whiskers. Yeah. Now, now,
Hmm.
now, fright subsides. At a hotel in the quarter, our friends check in to pass the night. No love gets hot, but the preceded water. Poor whiskers set the room alight. Down on Bourbon Street, you know it's right. You can see my friend. They run around all through the night. Most everywhere until the closet's bare. Run for the razor burned, doing up my hair. New Orleans Queens sure know how to schmooze it. Maybe
Schmooze.
for some that seems all right. When I step out, strut down with my sugar, she'd best not talk like Barry White. Now, one time love, take care how you use it. Try to make it last all night. And if you take your pick, be careful how you choose it. Sometimes it's hard to feel it bite.
um, I don't know. Like, was there like a full story behind why this album was? Was this that they were visiting New Orleans or whatnot at one point? Because it does feel like they had an experience at, like, you know, how the Mardi Gras are always down there.
So, says here this is a song about a member of Led Zeppelin, presumably John Paul Jones, bringing a drag queen back to the Royal Orleans Hotel in New Orleans where they were staying, the latter lighting a spliff and falling asleep, which led to the room catching fire.
John Paul. You're not the one who's supposed to be burning shit down, dude. That's John Bonham's job. It's the funny thing about like all of them, like you know, when it comes to all four members, right? Robert Plant and John Paul Jones, I seen as the ones who are like the disciplined or the most behaved. Jimmy Page, I could certainly see him doing some of the stuff that he did, and then John Bonham, we all know was well, like I said, dude, there's a reason he's called Bonzo Bonham. You know,
Hmm,
I don't know if you would know this, but did you ever hear about the shark incident with Led Zeppelin?
I did not.
Apparently, it was in their really, really earlier days. I think after their around when they were releasing their second or third album, and apparently it involved sexual acts with a fish. And apparently, some of their not roadies, but what are the female girls that travel with them? I can't remember what the term is again for tours.
Luzies?
Not floozies. It's like a professional term that they call them. You know, it's like you know that one gal on Joe's Garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it would be like what she was. Crew, not crew slut. Well, it couldn't be. Fuck, dude, I don't know, dude. But they were female guests that would travel with them and whatnot. They're not escorts. Definitely not escorts by any stretch. Fuck, I don't know, man. If anyone remembers the name of the what that term is, please let me know in the comments below. No, I'm not even gonna wrap my head around this.
All right. Next song is Nobody's Fault But Mine.
No, it should be. It's not my fault. It's everybody else's. Or I mean, everybody's fault but mine. So this here was a cover song that they did for another iconic song that's from 1927 that was done by Blind Willie Johnson of the same name. And this rendition here that Led Zeppelin did is actually their most notable one. Okay, here we go. The Led Zeppelin releases the list of the songwriters as guitarist Jimmy Page and singer Robert Plant. However, group chronicler Dave Lewis commented the Page Plant credit here is misleading as Blind Willie Johnson may have been under the impression that he wrote the lyrics back in 1928. A fact that Robert acknowledged when introducing the track on stage in Copenhagen in 1979. In an interview, Page explained that Plant wanted to record Johnson's song, so he developed a new musical arrangement, while Plant retained some of the original lyrics. However, Led Zeppelin biographer George Case maintains that Page was probably influenced by John Renbourn's 1966 acoustic version of the song. Led Zeppelin further developed and recorded the song during the difficult period they faced after Plant's car accident in Rhodes. Not my fault, by the way, people. The incident left him with serious injuries to his ankle and leg, and there was fear that he might not recover completely. The group recorded Presence in November of 75 at Musicland Studios in Munich, while Plant was largely confined to his wheelchair. Here we go. In a contemporary review for Presence, Stephen Davis of Rolling Stone described Nobody's Fault But Mine as a strong song showcasing an example of fine rock on Presence. In a retrospective review of Presence Deluxe Edition, this is the deluxe edition here, Andrew Dosicus of Pop Matters gave Nobody's Fault But Mine a positive review, describing the track as a behemoth made from bone-crunching bass lines, a maniacal harmonica solo, and its memorable
Maniacal.
call and response structure. Huh?
I was like maniacal.
Eh. Reviewing the track in detail, Daska stated it serves as a paradigm for the state of the band's reputation as well as the album presence. It's a heavy blues rock track that, like an avalanche, grinds down everything in its path. In another retrospective review for the reissue of Presence, Mark Richardson of Pitchfork gave Nobody's Fault But Mine a positive review, praising John Paul Jones's bass syncs with John Bonham's kick drum patterns. Richardson further described the song as a stop-start masterpiece. And apparently, according to this right here, in 1994, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant would record an acoustic arrangement of Nobody's Fault But Mine. It was released on their No Quarter album, which was a live album that they did, and that it featured their interpretations of Led Zeppelin songs using different instrumentation and backing musicians. Their new arrangement also includes the Got a Bible in My Home line from Blind Willie Johnson's 1927 original. So, yeah, that's
Do
pretty
you want
much
to do
all
the
there is
lyrics
to
or should
get.
I?
How about you get into it?
Okay. The chorus just goes, ah, a bunch. Oh,
Oh yeah,
nobody's fault but mine. Nobody's fault but mine. Yeah, trying to save my soul tonight. Oh, it's nobody's fault but mine. Devil, you taught me to roll. Devil, you taught me how to roll. Oh, oh, oh. How to roll the lot you like. It's nobody's fault but mine. Brother, he showed me the gong. Brother, he showed me the ding dong ding dong. How to kick the gong to life. Oh, it's nobody's fault but mine. Got a monkey on my back. Mama, 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 monkey on my back, 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 back. Gonna change my ways tonight. Nobody's fault but mine. Ah, how to kick that gong to light. No, 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 nobody's fault but mine. That's it.
that's it. Damn,
Yeah.
dude, I was expecting a little more, honestly. Um, oh, here was something that I wanted. Here was one more thing that I wanted to quickly mention before we move on to the next song. Lyrically, Nobody's Fault But Mine has been compared to Robert Johnson's Hellhound on My Trail. His 1937 Delta Blues song tells of a man trying to stay ahead of the evil which is pursuing him, but it does not address the cause or lasting solution for his predicament. In Blind Willie Johnson's song, It's Nobody's Fault But Mine, the problem is clearly stated. He will be doomed unless he uses his abilities to learn and presumably live according to biblical teachings. Led Zeppelin retained Blind Willie's admission that he ultimately is to blame, but add Robert Johnson's sense of despair. However, they shift the focus from religion to a more contemporary one. Their lyrics include that monkey on my back, a commonly used reference to addiction, and the devil he told me to roll, how to roll the line tonight to overcome. Platt concludes, gonna change my ways tonight. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And another little bit of music for you. I will say this, though, about this. Let me give it a quick listen. Dun, 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 dun. And then obviously, I don't know what it was, but whenever Robert Plant said nobody's fault but mine, he sounded a little quiet for me. He kind of sounded a little too quiet for me. But then, of course, this was probably right after his accident, so he couldn't really do a whole lot. So I'll give him a pass on that. All right, next one is Candy Store Rockin'. I'm going to say it right now. I guarantee you they were influenced by 50s rock to make this, because this sounds like if you're at a diner in the 1950s, you know? You know, being like my boy the Fonz. Hey! And then you hear Candy Store Rock playing. I mean, dude, you can. I mean, Aegis, you cannot tell me that Candy Store Rock does not sound like a 50s style rock song. You know, with how
Let
it
me quick.
sounded and with how Robert Plant singing is, dude. Like, come on, you can't tell me that, dude. Your cat's on TV.
Yeah,
Look behind you.
yeah, I can hear that. No, the cat always likes to sit on my Xbox whenever I'm playing a fucking game.
but you're not playing right now.
I know.
No, don't get off there. Oh, she actually was so in. She was literally in perfect silhouetting right there, dude.
Hmm.
All right, let's see here. Here we go. All right. It was released as a single on June 18th, 1976 in the US. And the genres, obviously it's not surprising. Rock and roll and yep, rockabilly. That's what the genre was in the 50s is what they called it. Or it was called rock and roll back then, but now these days we call it rockabilly music. So, um let's see here. The band recorded the song at Musicland Studios in good old Germany. Plant sang from the wheelchair as he was still recovering at the time from the car accident. Look, all I can tell you is that he was probably in the wheelchair the whole time. Probably the whole fucking time he was in it. All right. Anyway, Plant considers Candy Store Rock to be one of his favorite songs from Presence. Jimmy Page's guitar solo is short and measured, coming in halfway through the song. Um, let's see here. In a contemporary review for Present, Stephen Davis of Rolling Stone described Candy Store Rock as perfectly evoking the Los Angeles milieu, Milieu.
I don't know that word.
I don't know. All right, I think millennium or whatever. It's whatever the youth was back then, you know. Evoking the Los Angeles, whatever it is, Milieu. That's all you need to know, folks. In which the Zepp composed the Presence. He further described the song as sounding like an unholy hybrid in which Buddy Holly is grafted onto the quivering stem of David Bowie. I figured you'd like that, actually. Record World said that Led Zeppelin deviates from the rigid demands of Top 40, but the sound is coordinated to stand up to repeated listenings. In a retrospective review of Presence, the deluxe edition, Andrew Duskus of Pop Matters described Candy Store Rock as sounding like the prequel to 1971's Rock and Roll from their fourth album. You know, I can actually see that. I actually can see that. Singer Robert Plant later described Candy Store Rock along with Achilles' Last Stand as the saving graces of Presence. Plant said that the song's rhythm section was inspiring to him, partly due to the album's tumultuous recording sessions, which were not only because of his being confined to a wheelchair like my boy Timmy, but also because John Bonham was slammed out of his mind on liqueur and Jimmy Page kept shooting up.
Want me to dive into lyrics?
Let me see here. I just want to see. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and read them?
All right. Oh, baby, baby, don't you want a man like me? Oh, baby, baby, I'm just as sweet as anyone could be. Oh, baby, baby, I want to look to your eyes of blue. Oh, baby, baby, as more than anyone else could do.
Bernie wants to give you a kiss right now.
Oh, baby, baby, you know when I see you walking down the street. Oh, baby, baby, well, you looking good enough to eat. Oh, baby, baby, I don't believe I've tasted this before. Oh, baby, baby, I want it now and every mouthful more of you. Talk about you, you talk about you. Oh, baby, baby, I know that I wanted it more. Oh, baby, baby, I'm about to kiss goodbye to this store. Oh, baby, baby, it ain't the wrapping that sells the goods. Oh, baby, baby, I got a sweet tooth when my mouth is full of you. Talk about you, ooh, you talk about you. You talk about you, ooh, you talk about you. Ooh, ooh, baby, it's alright, it's alright. Oh, ooh, ooh, baby, it's alright, it's alright. Well, oh baby, baby, you sting like a bee. Oh baby, baby, I like your honey and it sure likes me. Oh baby, baby, I got my spoon inside your jar. Oh baby, baby, don't give me too much. Don't make me starve. Oh baby, baby, sugar sister on a silver plate. Oh baby, baby, I need a mouthful and I can't wait. No. Oh baby, baby, see the shaking in my hands. Oh baby, baby, don't mean to fumble, but it tastes so grand. Tastes so grand, tastes so grand, tastes so grand, tastes so grand. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Baby, it's all right. It's all right. Ooh, ooh. Oh, baby, it's all right. Oh, it's all right. Ooh, ooh, it's all right. Oh, it's all right. Ooh, ooh. It's all right. Yeah, it's all right. 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 It's all right.
Is that it?
Yep.
I would say this is probably my third favorite song from this album.
Yep.
You know, like it just had the right it felt like we traveled back in time, even though we weren't technically born till way after 1976. Fuck, on the other hand, if I would have been born at that time, my dad would have been maybe 12 or 13 years old.
Mm.
All right. Next up we got is Hot's on for Nowhere, which is my second favorite song on here. Um I just want to give it a quick listen. Ah, it sounds like a traditional Zeppelin song.
Yeah, this was one of my favorites too.
Yeah,
It's a really good one.
dude, I'm telling you, man, Led Zeppelin, dude, they make really good fucking music, don't they?
Yeah.
There isn't really much to say about this song, really. Like, it just sounds like a normal, traditional Led Zeppelin song, if you listen to it. If you're one of them casual listeners, and obviously, Hot's on for Nowhere is who you gotta listen to, definitely. I'll get into the lyrics here. I was burned in the heat of the moment, though it could have been the heat of the day. When I learned how my time had been wasted, tear fell as I turned away. Now I've got friends who will give me their shoulder when I should happen to fall. The time and his bride growing older. I've got friends who will give me fuck all. Robert, you're not supposed to say fuck. La 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 la, yeah. La 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 la, my baby. La 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 la, yeah. La 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 la. And yeah, corner of bleaker and nowhere in the land of not quite day, a shiver runs down my backbone, face in the mirror turns gray. So looked around to hitch up the reindeer. Oh, I thought I was going to say bitch up or whatever. Searching hard,
Yep.
trying to brighten the day, I turned around to look for the snowman. I did too, but it's fucking melting outside right now. To my surprise, he melted away. Yeah. You just gonna take a look out there. It repeats the
Yeah.
chorus with the la 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 la. Or otherwise, I'll just say like la 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 la. Okay. The moon and the stars call the order. Inside my tides dance the ebb and sway. The sun in my soul sinking lower, while the hope in my hands turns to clay. I didn't ask that my fields full of clover. I didn't moan at opportunity's door. And if you ask my advice, take it slower. Then your story'd be your finest reward. La 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 la. Then and yeah, you know what I mean with that.
Yep.
Lost on the path to attainment, searching the eyes of the wise. When I bled from the heart of the matter, I started bleeding without a disguise. Now that everything's fine under heaven, now and then you've got to take time to pause. When you're down on the ground, don't be messing around or you'll land in a boat without oars. Or it's la 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 la. Hey babe, oh, hey babe, oh, hey babe, I lost my way. Hey babe, I really do now. Hey babe. I don't know where I'm going to find it. It's, repeating, hey babe, do you want to know? Do you really want to help me? Yeah. Then let me tell you now. Let me tell you that it feels so good that it must be right. Now, my babe, let me tell you that it feels good to be. Oh, feels so good that it must be all right. Now, my babe, let me tell you, it feels so good. Wasn't there like a story behind this too? Wasn't it still continuing to talk about like their addictions or whatever? Because I know that when I looked at Genius, there was some good info on some of these songs. So I don't know if we were just glossing over them or
Uh,
whatnot, honestly.
Hot Sun. Shit. Hot
Hot's on
Sun for
shit.
Nowhere. Hot Sun for Nowhere, the sixth track on Led Zeppelin's seventh album's Presence, is a familiar nod to their earlier roots, a folk rock blues rock mixed with an upbeat tune and carefree lyrics that carry heavy meaning due to leader due to lead singer Robert Plant's condition at the time, as he was experiencing a lot of pain and agony. It's the fifth of six songs recorded with only Jimmy Page and Plant after being exiled to Musicland Studios in Munich, Germany.
Yeah. Like I said, Robert, if you were feeling any pain, just ask David Bowie to give you a big fat line, dude. You'll be feeling good afterwards. You know what I mean? The fuck going on here now? Just taking a look at something quick. Oh, it's my TIF recertification for tax stuff that I have to look at. I'll do that in a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, in the meantime, let's conclude this here. Last dub we got is T for one, and I'll be honest with you, dude. I wasn't expecting them to fucking have the word T in it. And you know how them Brits love their tea, you know? Um, it's probably I think this was probably the easiest song to like end their any Led Zeppelin album with, because doesn't it just sound like it sounds like kind of slow, like you're starting to ease off a bit. It almost feels like so obviously they spent their whole time drugged up and liquored up, and with how slow T for One's getting, it almost feels like they are just sobering back into reality, is how I would
Yeah.
describe it psychologically wise. Um, the song I thought it was okay, but some reason it felt like it was mostly an instrumental, though. You
Yeah, it
know,
wasn't as strong as the other songs.
yeah. That's all I got to really say about it, dude. You want to go ahead and read the rest of these lyrics? I'm gonna quickly
Yeah.
deal with this crap right here before I forget.
All right. How come 24 hours, maybe sometimes seem to slip into days? Oh, 24 hours, maybe sometimes seem to slip into days, yeah? When a minute seems like a lifetime, oh baby, when I feel this way. Sitting looking at the clock, oh time moves so slow. I've been watching for the hands to move until I can't look no more. How come 24 hours, baby, sometimes seems to slip into days? I mean, it seems like a lifetime, baby, when I feel this way. To sing a song for you, I recall you used to say, oh, baby, this one's for we two, which in the end is you anyway. How come 24 hours, baby, sometimes seems to slip into days when it seems like a lifetime? Oh, baby, when I feel this way. There was a time that I stood tall in the eyes of other men, but by my own choice, I left you, woman, and now I can't get back again. How come 24 hours seem to slip into days? Well, a minute seems like a lifetime. Baby, when I feel this way, a minute seems like a lifetime. Oh, baby, when I feel this way, I feel this way.
Must be talking about their when they're high or anything like that. Like it feels like you're just in it forever kind of thing, like just like and 24 hours later you're just like oh and all that. So it does feel like, yeah. I was gonna say one other note that I wanted to make, and I completely spaced on it, was that um the name of the album was inspired by the strong presence in the band, or in the like what I mean, like the strong presence inside the band as they were
Yeah.
recording this. There was still that whole thing. I'm just quickly looking up one more thing, quick. Um, okay, that wasn't what I was looking for. God damn it. And I was still trying to find that one term I was talking about for the women on
Yeah.
tour. Like they're not showgirls or anything like that. It's still fucking gnawing at me, dude. Like it still is. Um, oh wait, I got an idea. Give me a quick second, ladies and gentlemen. I think I might know where to find it at. Let's see here. I know there was something that was on here, honestly. I thought I maybe it's on here, I don't know yet. Um, Let me see here. Groupies! That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, dude, how could I have fucking not even get that into my head? Yeah. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it was groupies. That one thing I was talking about, like they were committing a bunch of sexual acts with a fish, which called the shark incident, and they were doing a whole lot of really big, full-fueled rampages with groupies as well. So, yeah, like I said, that was fucking eating away at me, and now I finally figured it out. About fucking time, man. Look at that little kitty right there. Alrighty, so I would say for this album, to be honest with you, man, I would give it a 7 out of 10.
I give it like a 7.4 out of 10.
Yeah, I would say like 7 out of 10. Like, it's good. It's a good album. It's, like I said, just one of their most underrated stuff, you know? Like, probably a whole lot of some stuff that I will revisit, some that I probably won't, but if it's playing, I'll listen to it, you know? But like I said, dude, and this is rich coming from a diehard Zeppelin fan like myself. You know? No, I mean, hell, dude, in addition to presents, I also got vinyl of Led Zeppelin 4 up there, for God's sake. Hey, so. All right, I would say my most favorite song is Achilles' Last Stand. Hot
Me too. And
song.
my least favorite is T for One.
For me, I can't really. It's so hard to choose what my least favorite one is. So I think I'm just gonna concede on that part, at least anyway. But ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for this podcast. My question to all of you is, what is your most favorite Led Zeppelin song from Presence? And what is your favorite song by Zeppelin in general? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to see more music-related content from us, subscribe to the Roger Radio Show today. Hit the bell to be notified when we upload. And give me that thumbs up. Give us that thumbs up, man. And also, while you're at it, subscribe to the Interrobang group today and follow me on all my social media. The links to everything will be in the description below. I'm sorry that it felt kind of rushed today, but there just wasn't a whole lot for us to work with, you know, in terms of like everything with this album. But I guarantee you, next week's album review, we're going to have a whole lot. And that is because with Sunya by Deer Hunter being released, we are going to be reviewing it next week. So we're going to continue the Indigo Child series, ladies and gentlemen.
The minute that album dropped, I immediately listened to the whole thing, and it was so fucking good.
Yeah, same here. We don't want to give too much away. We'll save that for next week. So, all right, Aegis, you got anything else you want to add?
Nope.
All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, until next time, ta-ta for now.
Peace.